Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to World Travel Market 2022. I'm delighted to have the Minister of Tourism from Malta here. How are you doing?
Good. It's good to be back here in London, and good to have such a beautiful atmosphere here at the World Travel Market.
Excellent. And how has the past year gone? Last time we spoke, we were just about emerging from COVID. You've had a full year now. Are you back to 2019 levels?
This year was a very good year for us, particularly the summer months. And when one considers the fact that we started the year with projections of around 1.8 million tourists for Malta, when one considering the fact that 2019 we had 2.7 million, and that was the initial target. Following Q1 and a very strong summer indeed, now we have updated our projections, and this means that we will be going beyond the 2 million mark of tourists for the time obviously following the pandemic. This is marking a very good improvement for Malta in the tourism industry. Remember, tourism in Malta is one of the leading economic pillars. We have seen this in fact through the pandemic, because when tourism stopped practically, there was a large percentage of the economy which was badly affected. And now this year we have seen the recovery being a very strong one, underlined by a strong seat load factor on the airlines which were operating to and from Malta. If we were to take a comparison, before the pandemic, the average seat load factor was that of around 70 to 73%. However, now, following the pandemic, it's reaching 90% on all flights which are coming and leaving Malta. So that means that such a strong seat load factor has enabled us to recover even better than what was initially thought. And this is putting us in good stead as well for next year, with a positive feeling all around the tourism industry, the local tourism industry, a lot of them are present here in fact at the World Travel Market, aiming to continue building together with the Malta Tourism Authority and the Tourism Ministry on such a good recovery.
With Malta, it's obviously an island economy, and how do you guard against over-tourism with all these new tourism people coming in? You're talking very positively. How do you guard against over-tourism and it becoming something that the residents start to resent rather than welcome?
In actual fact, this is part of our strategy for the next 10 years. We have recently launched our 10-year plan, which was built on three main pillars: recover, rethink, revitalize. First of all, we want to recover the tourism industry to what we had prior to the pandemic. However, at the same time, we are also rethinking our tourism product, something which is being done in parallel with the recovery stage. And in fact, we are aiming to ensure that the host population is well served by the tourism industry, because we understand the sacrifices which are done by the host population, and we don't want the host population, as you rightly said, to come to resent such an important industry for our island. So in this regard, we are looking at various aspects of niche tourism, rather than simply going for the numbers, which are important, let's be honest, because a country needs a critical mass to sustain the investment which was done. We are also focusing on a number of niches. For example, we have diving, which is an important niche for us. We have sports tourism, where we are working very hard on ensuring that Malta becomes very attractive to the various sports, not just football, but even, for example, sailing. We have such beautiful seas around our island. A number of other niches include cultural tourism and also faith tourism, all of which are ensuring that we attract the right numbers with the right quality. So meaning the quality and quantity will be going hand in hand in the future to ensure sustainable tourism.
So it's just part of your strategy basically mean moving towards slightly lower volumes, higher value, quality tourism rather than quantity?
But ensuring the critical mass is reached. So we need to have the critical mass to sustain the investment which is being done on our islands, but on the other hand, we don't want to have such a large number of tourists, which in fact will end up being counterproductive, not just to Malta, but to the industry itself.
Okay. Now, one of the things about when one goes to Malta, you will always experience not only genuine hospitality, but fantastic food, the architecture, and so on. You're building upon that, by the sounds of it, with sports tourism and other cultural aspects.
Yes.
How does that mix still work with the local population? Are they happy with that?
Yes, I believe it's working very well indeed. If we mentioned the cuisine, our local cuisine is one which we are well renowned for, And now we are also working hard to increase the level of the restaurants and the outlets which are serving their hospitality. So in this regard, we now have around 30 restaurants which are in the Michelin Guide, 5 of which have been awarded a star. And then one considers the fact that Michelin have only started in Malta 3 years ago. This is already a huge improvement on what we said. And why is Michelin important? Michelin is important because one of the main aspects is the fact that you have to use the local produce. So there again, we are assisting the local farmers with their produce to ensure that the local restaurants, they use local produce from the local farmers. So there again, we are also introducing the concept of the farm to fork, whereby we will be helping the farmers to become sustainable and also to ensure that we have food supply readily available in Malta, something which I do believe tourism can assist, and we will be assisting through the various schemes which the MTA together with the Ministry for Tourism will launch from time to time, and this will be an innovative scheme to ensure that tourism is actually reaching and helping even the local communities.
Excellent. Well, it sounds a perfect strategy.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.